Do you like this? Yeah. I mean, do you find in general pieces that are new, are they more challenging than things you're already familiar with? Or does it help that it's in English? I'd love to hear from you all. Yes, it helps that it's in English.
Love English.
Yes.
Thank you. This was a really wonderful workshop and beautiful music, really beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. And it's the singing and performance.
Thank you.
Really, truly, I just like the way you broke it down. My question is more general purpose. What is your opinion or take on ornaments, melismas well, both of you, in the English language as compared to Italian? I mean, there's harder to execute, more emphasis on consonant side, the vowel side.
I think melisma is wonderful. It's one of the things we can do. It's one of the things we can bring. You know, I'm always frustrated when a young composer feels the need to set every word and give it each a pitch. Because I think, no, the voice can do so much more than that. You're shortchanging the instrument, because then it's just a declamation of text on pitch. So Nico understands that and does a fabulous job of kind of illuminating what's possible, because frankly, what the voice does in a melisma or a scale or these sort of moving phrases is evoke emotion and evoke expression. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
I agree.
What's your relation? Do you feel the same way?
I totally agree, and I think, you know, it's about, I mean, it doesn't happen all the time for me because I set generally longer texts, but when you deploy it, it feels like a moment where, you know, it's the difference between walking and dancing, right? And if you've been walking and floating or whatever it is, and when you deploy a melisma in that way, it's kind of magical. I mean, ornament is less relevant, I think, in contemporary music, in as much as if we wanted an ornament, we would just kind of write out exactly what it was. I mean,
I think that's typically the style now. But I do think the mixture is important. You know, you want sections where text is received and it's clear, and as you said, we're walking, and then you want the flying moments as well. Great question.
On the subject of Melisma, I have a question. How free can those melismas be?
For me?
Yeah. It's fascinating to hear a composer working on his own music. One never hears that. This is really something special.
How free can the melisma
So how
be?
free can the
How free can they be?
I think that and I think all of you who worked with me today, I encourage the maximum of freedom. Maximum of freedom in terms of what you do. And I think, again, you know, what a score is for me, and this is different for a lot of composers, but a score is for me a set. It's like a recipe in a sense that you bring what you have. You bring all the history that you have as a musician. You have all the power that you've built up. And so when I write something, unless I say exactly what I want you to do specifically, I think it belongs to you. And you can take your time and you can back up. As we said with So, it's like I would be so happy if you hung out on one of those notes. And with these long things, I encourage, I always say, sing it like I'm dead. Right, and I think for a composer, I have the incredible luxury of much of my life being able to write whatever I want for musicians who will do exactly what I say. Right, but I always say if I wanted to write these notes and have it be a precise way, I would write in like an oboe sonata. Whereas with voice, when you have to deal with text, I say make it as free as you want, own it, and it'll be beautiful.
It's better. Any other questions, comments? Yes.
Nico, Renée, thank you very much. A fascinating evening. Nico, I wanted to pick you up on something you said towards the beginning about how you set English and the diphthongs and the things which are very tricky. For those of us that aren't American, the accent, how important is the accent? I mean, I would say the painful process, but obviously process would be how you would pronounce it. Should we attempt an American accent singing your songs, or?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think for me, I mean, half of, actually, of what you heard tonight, 3 were written for UK-based singers who did it their own way. I think the great thing about English is that there are multiple Englishes, and unlike languages that have no accents within them, I think we're used to receiving a bunch of. If you walk around New York, if you walk around London, if you walk around Manchester, you walk around, anywhere in South Africa, you'll hear 5 different dialects of English in a day. It doesn't really bother me. Occasionally in operas, people are like, well, would they really say it? And it's like, you know what? They also wouldn't be singing. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like if you're a policewoman in like 1997 in Manchester, like you probably wouldn't have been Alice Coote at that time. So I really don't care like what the accent is. So but the accent again, it's like you can listen to people argue so long for ages about how the French should be at that specific time. But I feel like if the words are coming across clearly, it's.
Well, and we do discuss it, just so you know. It's something that we really think about and talk about. You know, the piece that I'm preparing right now is, some of the creators are Canadian, some are British, but we're performing it here, and the characters that I'm playing is American, so we're Americanizing it. But this had to be discussed and decided and debated, and because my co-performer is British, so it is definitely something we think about. Thank you all very much.
Thank you guys so much.
Great. And thanks to Nico.